My name is Abigail Tobia, and I'm the chair of the Herbert G. Horton Award Committee. I'm proud of my home chapter of Omicron at the University of Iowa, but I come to you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I'm a fundraising and nonprofit executive. It is my honor and joy to help with the presentation of this prestigious award on behalf of our fraternity. Since the first presentation of this award at the Denver National Convention in 2004, the list of recipients has grown to nearly 75 brothers around the country. To be considered for this award, an individual must be an active alumnus, advisory, or honorary brother of Alpha Phi Omega in good standing, display outstanding dedication to the furtherance of a relationship between Alpha Phi Omega and the youth-serving organization at a local, regional, state, or national level, demonstrate through their activities with the youth-serving organization the principles and values of Alpha Phi Omega, show outstanding dedication to the principles and values embodied within the youth service organization that they serve. Some examples include the Boy Scout Oath and Law, the Girl Scout Promise and Law, or the 4-H Council Mission. For this special virtual presentation, we are honoring one brother that has met these requirements in the eye of the Horton Committee. This brother joined Epsilon Pi in the chapter in the fall of 2017. Prior to his pledging, Epsilon Pi had no relationship with Boy Scouts of America or Girl Scouts USA, despite the significance of Alpha Phi Omega being founded on the Scout Oath. As he became acquainted with Alpha Phi Omega, he began to share ideas and events for brothers of the chapter that came from his background in Scouting. Seth Kannarr became the Vice President of Service in the spring of 2018, with a promise from his election speech to bring Scouting into the service program of Epsilon Pi, particularly for Spring Youth Service Day. Local Scouting events and opportunities for service and fellowship with Scouting youth were often shared with the chapter, and work began to make what has become known as APO Scouting Service Day, which brings in hundreds of youth from Scouts BSA and Girl Scouts USA to earn a badge in a morning session and then a co-ed environmental service project together in the afternoon. Seth orchestrated the planning, marketing, organization, and execution of the event, including the training of APO brothers to be successful counselors for the different badges for both Scouts BSA and Girl Scouts USA youth. After his graduation, Seth assisted Epsilon Pi in moving Spring Youth Service Day to a virtual format, which ended up serving over 200 Scouts, including some from Japan and Saudi Arabia. Seth has incorporated leadership lessons and bonding activities from his time in Scouting and has demonstrated Scouting spirits and demonstrated to the chapter the importance of the legacy between Alpha Phi Omega's founding and the Scout Oath and Law. Congratulations to Seth Kannarr, our Horton Award recipient.
Hello, brothers of Alpha Phi Omega. My name is Seth Kannarr, and I'm a master's student in geography here at the University of Missouri. I also serve as the camp director for Canyon Camp, which is a Scouts BSA summer camp in Northwest Illinois. Today, I'm grateful to share with you all that I've been honored with the Herbert G. Horton Service to Youth Award. This is a national award from Alpha Phi Omega given for service towards a local community organization such as the Boy Scouts of America. So my journey in APO actually began back with the Boy Scouts. It was in 2010, and I was at Sauk Valley Community College. I was there for a Merit Badge Midway event, earning 2 merit badges to work towards my progress to becoming an Eagle Scout. And I remember looking up in the rafters of this community college, and I saw this banner hanging down that said Alpha Phi Omega, Scouting's Fraternity. And I wasn't sure what exactly that meant, so I had kind of asked around. And turns out that there is a service fraternity founded on the Scout Oath and Law, and that a lot of former Boy Scouts and Eagle Scouts join it. And so at the time, I was thinking, well, if I ever am smart enough to go to college, I really should join this fraternity. That sounds about right for me. And turns out when I ended up going to college, I went to Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, and turns out Epsilon Pi chapter of Alpha Phi Omega was there. And so I pledged in fall 2017. Over my 3 years as an undergrad at SIUE, I served as the Vice President of Service and President of Epsilon Pi chapter. I also did a lot of work with bringing Scouting back into our APO chapter at the time. One of the big events I had hosted was part of the Spring Youth Service Day. We call it APO Scouting Service Day at SIUE, where we brought in hundreds of Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts in to earn some badges, but also do some service projects together in the gardens. It was a fantastic event, and I'm very proud of my work there. Once I graduated from SIUE in 2020, it turns out I was going to grad school. And so I ended up going to Mizzou, where they also had a chapter of Alpha Phi Omega. And so since fall 2020, I've been serving as a scouting advisor here at Beta Eta chapter to help bring some more scouting back into their chapter as well. And for me, it's been very important to try to help cultivate the stronger connection between the organization that Alpha Phi Omega was founded on, to make sure that we're able to build those connections so we can serve our local communities of scouting. There are tons of great youth in Girl Scouts USA, as well as Scouts BSA programs. And the more of those youth we can teach about Alpha Phi Omega and vice versa, the better our partnership has been. So I'm very proud of the work I've done in bridging Alpha Phi Omega and scouting. And honestly, I'm just so grateful and honored to have received this award, to be recognized for those efforts. To tie things up here, I do kind of want to challenge all of the active brothers listening into this. What does your chapter do to support local community organizations such as Girl Scouts USA or the Boy Scouts of America? But also, what can you do going forward to really increase and strengthen that connection? Thank you all for listening, and I hope you guys have a great day of LFS. Thank you.